Hey everybody, so today I just wanted to go ahead and do my 12-week postpartum update. For those of you who may be new to my video or my channels, I had a C-section with my daughter Remy on April 22nd. So we are almost at 13 weeks actually, so or I don't know what it is today. Anyways, it's very late at night. Sophie is spending the night at her grandma's. Mark is chilling out with Remy, so it's been a long day, but I did have some spare time and I wanted to fill you guys in because a lot has happened. And I actually filmed a, was it 6 or 8 week update, and I never posted it because literally 2 or 3 days after I filmed it, I got the results of my glucose test. So I was like, might as well just remake it. And then I never got to it until like 12 weeks postpartum, so what are you gonna do? Anyways, just to basically start from the beginning, if you guys did not watch my birth story video, my C-section went very well. I didn't have any complications, thankfully. Everything went super smoothly with that. I could not ask for a better OBGYN, and actually the same OBGYN who assisted with Sophie's birth also assisted in Remy's. So I love my OBGYN, and I also love the other one that she works with because they're both amazing. The only thing that I had really happen to me was, as I think I mentioned in one of my C-section videos, I did have nausea and vomiting with Sophie after my C-section, but it wasn't for a few hours, and I did feel very nauseous during the C-section. However, this time with Remy, I got sick like I think it was not even an hour after the surgery. It was right before they wanted to take me to the room, and they were asking me if it was okay to move the bed, and I was like, I think I might need a minute. And eventually I started to feel okay, but the second we got into the room, I just started throwing up a whole bunch, and it was actually, I feel like, a lot worse, and it was definitely a lot more than it was with Sophie. And we had made sure that we didn't have a lot of visitors. I mean, at that point I didn't even have a chance for anybody to even come in the room. I hadn't even seen Sophie yet, and I was already getting sick. So I really don't think that it was people coming and seeing us that was the problem. I think we've just kind of narrowed it down to, it's just pain meds on an empty stomach, and I am not one to take pain medication at all normally, so having them at all and then on an empty stomach, I think, is what's inevitably causing this, but I don't know. But I did have that. Otherwise, everything went super well while we were in the hospital. I have no complaints whatsoever. When we did get home, I was not allowed to hold Sophie, which it didn't dawn on me that I wasn't going to be allowed to hold Sophie, because I know that they tell you not to lift anything heavier than your own baby after a C-section, but Sophie to me is still my baby, so I wasn't putting, oh, she's like, I don't know, 20 pounds heavier than what she was when she was born. So, you know, I wasn't allowed to pick her up. So that was kind of a struggle for me, because it just made me feel kind of distant, because I am a stay-at-home mom. I am the person Sophie spends 90% of her day with, and I don't know, I'm always picking her up, changing her diapers, you know, putting her in the high chair, cleaning her up after lunch, giving her baths and stuff like that. And it was really hard for me to accept that I wasn't able to and I wasn't allowed to. So it did take some adjusting, but I did get on the floor and play with her. I had Mark, you know, help her up on the couch and different stuff like that to still be able to cuddle and love on her. And I do feel like, even though it was hard for me, it was definitely beneficial to her and other people, because like I said, I am primarily the one who's doing that with Sophie all day long, every single day. But this gave the chance for Mark or my mom, other people, to step in and really get close to her as well. Not that they're not close to her, but you know what I'm saying. So there was that. I'm trying to think. It's been a while. It's been a hot minute. I do feel like the recovery in my C-section was definitely harder this time around. I do have a toddler, and this was my second surgery, so, you know, I have heard that the second time having a surgery, while you're more familiar with the process, tends to be a little bit harder on your body. With Sophie, I took my oral pain meds for like, I don't know, at least a week after delivery. However, with Remy, I don't know what the difference is, but my oral pain meds, like the really strong ones, were making me so tired. I mean, I couldn't even keep my eyes open. and I really didn't like that feeling because it was also making me feel very nauseous and very sick. So then I was trying to do just the Motrin, but that didn't do anything at all, and I was in a lot of pain. So I had to decide between being nauseous and tired or being in a lot of pain, and I chose being in a lot of pain because it was just the better of the two when you have two children at home and you've got all that going on. I could not be tired and dealing with being nauseous and everything on top of our full plate at home. So I did struggle with that for a little bit, but you know, as the week progressed and as time went on, the pain got less and less. I do still have random twinges even at 12 weeks, where just the other day I picked Sophie up. I mean, I wasn't doing anything crazy. I just picked her up right off the floor and my incision did kind of twinge a little bit. That's perfectly normal. For those of you who are wondering how breastfeeding's going, I will say that it's going well. I'm going to go more in depth on this story in a separate update video, just for those of you who may not be totally interested, or people who are, because it is kind of lengthy what I have to say, so I just decided to make that its own video. They should go up hand in hand, so after you get done watching this one, the other one should be up relatively shortly. But it is going super well. In the hospital, Remy did have low blood sugars if you didn't watch her update. So I was nursing and pumping straight from the get-go. Because of her low blood sugars, I had to supplement with express breast milk after nursing sessions. With Sophie, I don't think I pumped until like 4 or 5 days postpartum, and I was only pumping for relief. This time I was pumping with the intentions of making milk, and my body got the message. So it has definitely been one heck of a journey so far at 12 weeks postpartum, but we are still breastfeeding and it's going awesome. But like I said, check out the video after this one for a little bit more detail as far as that goes. So I stopped my postpartum bleeding around 6 weeks postpartum, and then around 8 weeks, 9 weeks postpartum, I got my first period. Yay. At my 6-week visit, everything still looked really good with my incision. My doctor was just really happy with how everything was looking and how I was doing, and that is when she also put in the order for my glucose test. And also at that visit, obviously I was allowed to resume all normal activity, and I was really thankful for that, to be able to pick up Sophie and just love on her. I came home and like scooped her up, and it was just great. Anyways, she did put in the order for my glucose test. I went and I took that. It was a 2-hour test. If you're unfamiliar with the 2-hour test, just a little heads up, they have you fast the night before, and then you go in, they take a fasting sugar, and then they have you drink that thing, and then they test you at 1 hour, and then they test you at 2 hours. So that's how it went, and I had that done. And then a couple days later, they called me back and said that it was absolutely perfect, and I could have not been more thrilled with that result. For those of you who may not know, and I didn't know this before I had gestational diabetes, but breastfeeding actually lowers your risk of having type 2 diabetes by quite a bit. I can't remember if it's 30% or 40%, but it's a good chunk. Yeah, I was just really obviously relieved and very happy to hear the news that I did not have type 2. Oh, just a weight off my shoulders, guys. You have no idea how much that was weighing on me, and I'm just in the process of making better decisions and just, like I said, just lifestyle changes all in all. I have a pretty big sweet tooth. That is definitely one of my downfalls, so I'm working on that to adjust it. Also, I did want to mention that I had gained a total of, what was it? I believe 12 to 14 pounds at the end of my pregnancy. When I went in that morning, they weighed me, and it was like either 12 or 14 pounds. I can't remember. At my 1 week postpartum appointment, I had lost all of my pregnancy weight and a couple pounds. At my 6-week postpartum appointment, I did lose an additional 4 pounds, so I'm down to 6 pounds under pre-pregnancy weight, which was amazing. As of 6 weeks postpartum, and at 12 weeks postpartum, I can't tell you how much I weigh, but I do know that I'm losing more weight just by the way my clothes are fitting me, and by the way even my wedding rings are fitting me. I'm not sure how much, and I'm really happy with that. You know, I want to continue to make better and better choices and you know, hopefully lose some weight. I'm not really concerned about losing weight as much as I am making better health decisions and stuff like that. So if losing weight comes along with that, then that's amazing. But I'm not gonna put my focus on that. But I did want to give you guys an update. I'm sorry it took so long, but like I said, I had this filmed and then I figured I wanted to fill you guys in on what my glucose test came back as. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and as always, thanks for watching.